A lot of companies are pivoting from producing their usual wares to commodities that are highly sought after during these times. We're joined by Pixie owner of Local Choice Spirits that produces the delicious libations over at Striped Pig Distillery. She joins us now via Skype, and sounds like you're producing something else right now, Pixie. Good to see you.
Hey there, good morning. Yes, we are inundated with requests for high-proof alcohol that can be converted to antiseptics to spray down hospital rooms and operating rooms and clean everything, even around homes, and hand sanitizer. As you've probably heard, all the rage. Everybody is desperately running around trying to get anything they can to keep washing their hands and keep them clean. So we've got labs and FEMA and DHEC and the state calling us from all around the states, actually, trying to just invite us to, can you make hand sanitizer for us? Can you give us some antiseptics?
So one day you're making Boone's bourbon, and then the next you're making hand sanitizer. How difficult was it to make that transition? Because I know a lot of people, they're going to the stores, the shelves are empty, they're not finding these supplies that they need, but they're trying to make things at home, but it's a lot better if you just get it made by the professionals, right?
Well, the thing is that you have to be careful. To germ, you need really high proof alcohol, and that's the fear of everybody trying to do home use, is that they don't have hydrometers or Anton pars or proofing solutions to see what actual proof that alcohol is. Typically when we're getting product off a still, it's at 190 proof alcohol. That, and the FEMA recommends, or the World Health Organization recommends, that it's at least 160 proof. So you can't get that. I mean, when you buy isopropyl from CVS or Walgreens or a drugstore, that's typically at 90 proof. So it's just, you just need high proof. And fortunately enough for us, we're so versatile that we make vodka and rum and gin and all kinds of combinations, even tequilas. So we are just taking everything that we have and putting it in the still, getting it at high proof. Like typically a clear spirit is going to come off at 190 anyway. Yeah. And then that's to kill anything. I mean, one of the safest places to be is really in the distillery. Sure. Which is why it's considered, you know, a business that's essential right now.
So how long does it take to create the product and then get it to market? Do you have anything currently being sold right now?
Actually, we're not selling anything. We're giving it away. So last week I came up with a program that said, all right, everybody needs a lot of this. How are we going to drum up enough volume? Anything that we could ferment and get into the stills and distill a few times, we could get it up pretty close to 170 to 190 degrees. So I started thinking, it's going to take too long to find things we need fermentation time. So we'll have it typically in our fermenters for a week or two before we can put it in the still. So I thought, okay, what's already fermented? The beer that's around all these breweries who are being shut down because they operate more as pub restaurants. Right. So we put a program together and we started advertising that anybody that has beer that they're going to be dumping because it's going to spoil, don't dump it. Bring it over to the distillery and we will throw it in the stills and we will get that 5% beer up to 190, so it's suitable to bring back in buckets if we have to the hospital, so that they can use the antiseptic to wash things down.
That's in the middle of beer into antiseptic. I never knew that you could do this.
Well, all whiskey starts as a beer to begin with. So you've got grain, sugar, and yeast, and you're just cooking it. Think a big crock pot. Still is nothing more than a big crock pot. And then that converts into still is like a dripping coffee pot. And every time you're going through the grinds, right, in a coffee pot, but a corn or fermentation, then you're pulling off that what we call is ethanol or grain neutral spirits. Then depending on whether you put it in a barrel or flavor it or color it, turns out what that final product does. In this case, we're keeping it in the buckets. We're putting it in spray bottles. I mean, I had a lab call me last night and said, can we send you 10,000 spray bottles? I'm like, oh, wait till I talk to the crew tomorrow.
Where are these getting distributed, and can I get some?
You can get some if you go over to the distillery, because we're really not doing it for the general public, but for the hospital. So MUSC was one of the first to contact us and said, how long will it take? It's taken us about 8 days to get this a large enough volume production ready for them. So today, my Rachel was going to call to say, do they want to come to us? Because now we've got the social distancing thing. Do I go to them or do they come to us? And they're like, you do not want to walk into the hospital right now with all these buckets. So I'm like, okay, maybe we'll have them come to us and pick it up. So MUSC will get the first batch.
But you're providing something that's so very important. Let me ask you one last question. Are you calling it anything? Is it Pixie's antiseptic? What is it called?
You know what? We never even thought about that. It doesn't have a name. I say we're just saving lives. So anytime we save lives, it's always Pixie magic. And it's how can we do, great things in the middle of this challenge that we're all facing. We are going to start with the hand sanitizer. If anybody we need glycerin and we need aloe vera, and then we could make enough hand sanitizer to give away to the general public. But getting those raw ingredients are the challenge. So you could take the alcohol. Take the alcohol and you can spray your hands and everything and it'll kill all the germs, but the straight alcohol is rough on your hands, and that's why typically in the recipe you have the aloe vera or the glycerin.
Okay, well, we're going to put that message out there. People, if you have any of those supplies, make sure you get it over to Pixie Paula. They can find your distillery real quick. Where is it?
It's on Azalea, 2816 Azalea is the address for the front entrance.
Okay.
And that's where they would go. That's North Charleston. But any brewers that are out there, don't dump your beer. Bring it to us. We will turn it into high-proof alcohol for our local community.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Paula. We'll be right back.